Hi, I'm Sheevaun Thatcher, and I am a founding member of the Sales Enablement Society.
So what do you do in your real life?
What I do in real life is I am the Vice President of Sales Productivity for a late-stage startup out in Silicon Valley.
And
so
what do you sell?
we sell a cloud-based EPM product to the Office of Finance. So things like budgeting and forecasting and modeling, planning.
And how many members are in your sales and marketing organization?
Sales and marketing, I think we have about 70 to 80 people across the two teams.
Right. And how would you define sales enablement?
I define sales enablement as 4 pillars of responsibility. So the first pillar is, did they get the memo? Meaning, does the strategy, the go-to-market strategy, the company mission, does everybody in the company understand it? Is it clear? And has it filtered through the whole company? So that I could tap anybody on the shoulder and say, what does your company do? And they say the same thing. So that's the first thing. Once you got the strategy, do you have everything that you need from a, say, an asset perspective, website, messaging, all of that backs up that strategy? And it's current and it's accessible. The third part of it is, now you have strategy, now you've got everything to back it up. For your sales force, feet on the street, are you delivering the right material at the right time in the sales process so that they are successful and their customer is successful? And then the fourth part of it is strategy, assets being used at the right time is what works and what doesn't. So you determine that, so tribal knowledge, what are your customer successes, what are your deal wins, things like that. And if it doesn't work, stop doing it. If it does work, then the tools are there to proliferate it throughout the organization.
How do you measure the ROI of sales enablement?
We measure it a number of different ways. One is how are the reps making quota, right? How close are they to quota? Another way is when we get new reps coming in, how fast are we ramping them? When are they making their first deal? How fast can they do that? Are they able to handle conversations quickly, or are they shadowing for a number of months, right? And I'm very pleased to say that our sales organization typically ramps very, very fast, much faster than anywhere I've ever been. A lot of that has to do with the 40 to 50 hours of onboarding material that they self-train on a lot of that material.
Right. Does the corporate culture influence and impact sales enablement, or is it the other way around?
I would say that in order for sales enablement to be successful, the corporate culture has to be such that the support of that particular role, that function, starts at the very top. If you don't have the support of the executive shelf, the C-suite, then it's not going to work, because they are the ones that are going to make sure that initially you get the ear of the people that you need to. So that's the first thing. The second thing of the culture is having people that really recognize that the more resources they use, the more successful and effective they're going to be. Because one of the things I do is I provide resources. So now, rather than have a sales force who were, when I started, very grumpy about trying to get material, now they are all focused on the customer. They're not focused on how do I find this stuff, right? We've cut down on emails, we've cut down on a lot of things because this structure's been placed in. And because of that, the culture in the company has changed. So you needed the culture to get the position. And then once the position was put in place and the infrastructure is in place, now the culture of the company has changed.
Right.
There's a lot more, the fourth pillar that I talked about, that feedback piece, there's a lot of companies that don't have that.
Right.
And because of this culture now, they recognize that if they give, they're going to get, right? It's a quid pro quo.
Right.
And so that is the culture that I foster, it's the one I support, successfully fly, and it's working really, really well.
So final question, what is the big takeaway from this foundation meeting of the Sales Enablement Society?
The big takeaway is that we will be able to have a language where we can describe what it is we do to the folks that are going to invest in us. That's for me personally, I want to be able to say, and have the right words where it makes sense, where they as business people understand in my business language what sales enablement really does for an organization.